because I'm the secretary.
You want, okay.
No, it's clear. So whoever's gonna be the secretary needs to start, might as well start right this second, keeping track of what's happening so that you can then inform Shirley.
Are you gonna vote on this or abstain?
I'm a member of the board, so I will vote as a member of Board of Trustees,
Roll
but
call?
Sinek.
You say me?
Yes,
Sorry.
Sinek, sorry.
Yes.
Rokas.
Yes.
Roof.
No.
Campbell.
yes.
Knuckle. Yes.
Okay,
So was that to approve the minutes with those corrections or just to make those corrections?
approved.
Approve the vote. Thank you.
I think before we move on, we should fill the vacant secretary role. Anyone interested in taking the secretary position? To somewhat entice someone, obviously Shirley does the minutes. I prepare the board packages. You have to review them and sign the minutes.
So they have a definition of what the secretary does right here. Execute, well, work with Shirley for the minutes. You're responsible to sign the minutes for their accuracy, and keep records of those minutes, and give a brief synopsis of the meeting. Review the draft of the minutes. Issue all formal written correspondence with the group or persons receiving all communications, petitions, reports to be addressed by the commission, delivered or mailed to the secretary and
So Gary's vice chair. I'm chair. That leaves Don.
Nope. I resigned. I quit. I'm not gonna do it.
I know you're 3 months into the meeting, Deb. As I said, there's not much.
Okay, I'll work with it. Yeah, okay. I will take
So
it.
I will nominate Deb Knuckle. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hearing none, nominations are closed. Can you call roll call for Deb's position?
Rokas.
Yes.
Roof.
Yes.
Campbell.
yes.
Knuckle.
Yes.
Sinek.
Yes.
Congratulations. Public comment, 3 minutes. Please give your name, address. Charlie, can you time?
We gotta approve
Yeah.
We got to approve
Oh.
the agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. Approve the agenda, yeah, how about that? Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Agenda's approved. Now move on to public comment. Everyone has 3 minutes. Please come up to the mic, state your name, address. Charlie will time, let you know 15 seconds before your time is done.
Brad Eddy, 1890 South Huron Road. Deb, I do agree that the statement that you made of subject matter does matter. I think that's what would make minutes more clear. I agree with how Reverend Campbell Trustee Campbell was doing the minutes before that had happened. So, the subject matter of the agenda, the master plan and junkyard salvage definitions. I'm going to hand to the board the junkyard definitions from the ordinance. When my grandparents had the salvage and junkyard, or the junkyard. This is the definition of before the master plan was created in 2002. The definition was created and changed multiple times afterwards without any ownership of a junkyard being asked or told that their uses were changing. So with that said, I'm giving also a copy to the person who created the junkyard, or entity that created the junkyard definition, Spicer, so that they can use that in a better manner than what the survey had targeted my family. And it targeted multiple families. It targeted my wife's family, who in 2002 had Linwood Auto Parts and trailer sales. My family, Eddie Brothers Auto Parts. We all had mobile homes on the properties at those points. So there was no reason to change. Now Mr. Rokas is the owner of the Linwood Auto Parts property. When he purchased the Linwood Auto Parts property, it did have mobile homes on the property. He was not charged with anything. He got to, and Mr. Braggle was even supervisor at that time. And Mr. Rokas took over that property. So with that stated, master plans change people's lives. And that's what happened here with the master plan being approved in 2002 and definitions changed. I'm asking that the board look at the definitions of what my family and my heritage had and grew up with. We didn't want to change our identity. We know when we're a boy and when we're a girl. This is no different. We don't play those games. We believe in God. He created two different types of humans. So I ask that you give us our identity back.
Thank you, Mr. Eddy. Any additional comments?
Lori DeShano, 1795 South Huron Road. I find this discussion of the minutes to be quite interesting because I have had occasion, and maybe some of you should, to actually look at the historical minutes from this very township. And it's amazing that you can read them and actually know what happened. The minutes that are generated at this point and that have been for the last several years tell you nothing about the tone of the meeting. Tells you nothing about what anybody said. Tells you nothing about who's for or against. Those previous meeting minutes, there's a nice little website that shows it to the whole world. They tell you who spoke, what they spoke about, and how they felt about the issue. And if you guys weren't paying attention to all of those different meetings, everybody that spoke, except the developers, were against those. And that was summarily ignored. Over and over and over again. And now you're looking to whitewash it from the record. 20 years from now, they're going to look at those and nobody will know that you guys thumbed your nose at the citizens, which you did over and over.
Any additional comments? Public comment is closed. Old business master plan. You all have the survey done in 2017 and the survey from most recently 2024. Mark, do you want to
Sure.
and give your scenario?
Yeah, I guess if we just kind of want to go through the new one, yeah.
Thank you.
I guess I'll stay on the side maybe, just so I don't go back to the group. So the 2017 results were kind of in there just as a kind of comparison. Cindy from our planning group went through them, and another guy, Mike, and they didn't seem to find a whole lot of differences in them. I had reviewed the ones from 2017 last week, not realizing they were the old ones. I thought they were the current ones, so I was pretty versed. I looked at those. So then today I looked at the newer ones, and I didn't see a whole lot of differences. I guess we can just kind of go through it quickly. Just the first one is just about statement that describes, your role in the township. 96% live in the township. Then they had an age breakdown. Kind of, then why do you live in Cawcawan Township? 3/4 of the people said they like the rural living. And I guess some of these you could pick more than one answer, so it's not just one item, but, close to family and friends, like the community, Saginaw Bay, born and raised here, retired here, affordable housing, that's kind of the order that they went into. Recreational amenities, that was kind of down to 14%, but, for the most part, it's the rural living. And then there were some other write-in items too that I didn't see a breakdown on those. Another one was, how do you feel about in the following categories have changed?
Which number are you on?
I'm on number 4, and in that, basically all these, the majority of the respondents were the same over the last 4 years. The one was road conditions, and I say the majority, it's not necessarily over 50%. Road conditions, it was same, was 36%. 21% said better, 26% said worse. Traffic, 51% said it's the same, 37% worse, 2% said it's better. So it was basically, most people did not think it was improved, because only like 3.5% total thought it was better or much better. But blight, about 51% said the same. 27% said worse, 12% said much worse, about 9% said it was better. Township services, 68% said the same, and then about 17% said, worse, 13% said better. Overall quality of life, 71% said the same, about 17% said it's better or much better, and about 11% said it's worse. There was a question on if people think the township should grow in population. This is number 5. That was kind of a pretty split decision. About 40% didn't have an opinion on that, and then about 27% thought, yeah, it should grow, and about 23% said they didn't think it should grow. So that was pretty neutral, I guess, overall. Other item, I don't think this is out of place. I think on the bottom of 5 it says other write-in. I don't believe that follows item 5. That's, I'm guessing, from number 3, because it just doesn't really make any sense to be under number 5. And I guess the write-in areas are basically, kind of a lot are the same. Kind of the rural, quiet living. You're kind of close to some bigger cities without having to live in them, so they're not too far to get from. So, that kind of goes along with the rural living. The Bay, of course, is a big draw as well. Nothing over, nothing major other than the items that were already indicated in the list that I could tell. Item 6 is a question about if the township should have more development in the coming years. And I'm going to say that was pretty neutral as well. 40% said yes, but then like 46% said no opinion or disagree, so it's pretty split. And then there was strongly agree 7 and strongly disagree 7%. So as far as that goes, I think the development pace that's going on is probably what people are looking at. Would like to see continue is nothing too much, but a little bit. Another question just said, 5 years from now, do you see yourself living in Cawcawan Township? Over 52% said yes. And then another 30 said strongly agree. So that's, 72%. So for the most part, people see themselves sticking around. Yeah, I'm sorry, 82. Can't see that well, these colors. Should Collin Township encourage more single-family homes? 42% agree. And then strongly agree was 11, so 53%. Disagree was 12%. And then another 4 for strongly disagree, so that's about 16 against. And then no opinion, 31%. So I think for single-family homes, people are, either neutral or would like to see some more. And then another question, number 9, should we encourage more mixed single-family housing types of townhomes, condos, brownstones, or other types of single structures as duplexes? And this was disagree, so people don't really want to see those by a 35% opinion. And then strongly disagree was 20%, so that's over 50% disagree with that comment. And there was about 25 that agreed, and then no opinion, 20%. So I would say, mixed family type uses are not really desired in the township as far as the survey participants. Should we Collin Township encourage housing for senior citizens, including retirement villages or communities? 40% agree, 9% strongly agree, so it's about 50%, 49% agree. No opinion, 29%, disagree is 14%, and 8% is strongly disagree, so it's about 49% yes to 22% no, and then the remainder don't really have an opinion. Kind of surprised on how big the percentage is on no opinions on a lot of these, actually.
Do you find that to be atypical from other townships, or?
I think it seems a little bit higher than normal. I don't review a ton of these. I'm on a planning commission as well, and we just did a master plan about 1.5 years ago, and I didn't remember seeing that many that didn't answer. They just had no opinion. I did not remember that.
Thanks.
Item 11, the township has enough multifamily housing such as apartments. 30% agreed, 37% had no opinion, 12% agreed, 17% disagreed. So about 42% either agreed or strongly agreed, 37% no opinion. That's kind of another tough one. Kind of a neutral answer as far as I'm concerned. Collin Township needs more of the following commercial services was item 12. That one, there was a lot of write-in items, and I know the Planning Commission has a list of those. 47, and this was another one that you could pick as many as you wanted to, so it's not necessarily these percentages are not strictly of all the people that answered, it's just based on the responses received. Full-service restaurant was the #1 request, or item that people thought we needed more of in the township. Fast food was the next item, followed very closely by medical services, kind of routine medical services it's described as. And then actually the 31% just did write-in items, which we got about 2 columns worth of full page. So there was quite a few of those. Pretty short answers. A lot of them had specific fast food type things called out, a car wash. Grocery store was a lot, they don't necessarily want a major one, but a smaller type grocery store it looks like people would be hoping for. And then kind of followed out with entertainment, banking, and, large retailer discount store was more of a 12%. Well, based on the write-in comments, I would say like a smaller size grocery store is what people would be looking for. Item 13, as far as future commercial development, the township should be focused on recreational opportunities provided by access to the Saginaw Bay. That was pretty strongly agree, I would say. There was 43% agreed and 14 strongly agreed. So you got 57% were in favor of that. And then the disagree was at 17%, and then again, high 26% of no opinion. Kind of surprising, but you know, kind of as I looked through this, my big things on it was Saginaw Bay, everyone seems to like, and you know, enjoy the recreation for that. And then as far as the rural living, to me, were the big standout items. And then there was a question about, you know, where should future development be located within the township? Options were along M13, and that was the highest vote getter, about 62%. I-75 at Beaver Road was 30%. Yeah, so these are, I'm just trying to realize, yeah. So yeah, like I said, it's not just, because all these don't add up to 100, so it's people
Yeah.
answered for multiple.
You could answer one.
Yeah, Linwood area is 27%. Caucaulin Township does not need any new commercial was 24%. So that's kind of goes along with staying rural, and you know, one of the other questions before, seeming to think that the development should kind of stay at the same pace. And then other write-in was about 7%. In this one again, people mentioned grocery stores. You know, another question was as far as where should it go. People said, you know, depends on what the business is, which is a good answer. And then just,
What
I
is
don't know.
Rodiba?
I have no
Same
idea.
thing.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna ask. I don't know what that means. Rodovia. I don't know. Rodovia. Maybe it's a typo, or maybe it couldn't read someone. Well, it's the survey was typed, so it had to be a typo, I'm guessing. Someone said in Beaver Township. For the commercials now. Caucaulin Township, this is item 15, needs more industry in order to grow the economy and provide more jobs. Agree or strongly agree is 39%. Disagree or strongly disagree is 34%. No opinion, 27%. So that's pretty neutral. I think that kind of goes along with, you know, the development again. I think a lot of people don't really want the industry here, and they, you know, they're happy with traveling out of where they live to work.
That's actually changed a lot,
Is that?
because if you look at the 15, it
In
was
2017.
41% agreed
Okay.
and 15% strongly agreed. So you're looking at
37%.
47% back then. So things changed a bit in that
No, I
regard.
think you said, you see 21 and how much?
Agreed is 41%.
Oh, agreed. was 41.
Strongly agreed is 15%, so you're looking at 46.7% in the previous,
Okay, I thought you said a different number.
page 7 of 34.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that one changed. What was the no opinion on that last one, or wasn't that an option?
No opinion was 20%. And right
Okay,
now,
so
no
yeah, 7% more. What was on that one, it might be on the front page, how many total respondents there were?
Oh, nowhere near that. It was like, we talked about that before.
Yeah,
538.
and this one was 538, yeah, but I think that one was
406 and
406, so 130 more people this time. So that's, I'm sure, why some of the
25% more.
changes, yeah, that's pretty significant.
Yeah, it's actually a good response.
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of responses too.
Yeah, that's
538.
Yeah, that's actually a very good response to a survey.
And then this is another one kind of with, it says agriculture is an important aspect of Caucaulin Township's economy. We got 88% agreed
That went down.
or strongly agreed. Only 3% disagreed, 0 strongly disagreed, and no opinion 9. So that's overwhelmingly an opinion of the people that responded to the survey that agriculture is important to the economy. And then kind of a follow-up on that, agriculture is an important feature of the township's landscape And that's another one, 89% said they agree or strongly agree. So that's pretty overwhelming in favor of the agriculture. And then Caw